I'm just laying the name.
All I'm saying is like, Ricksta did a good thing.
Let me just, can I just speak, please? It is my life. Let me just speak, please. Right, nobody on this live at the moment has spoken negative about Angie. The next comment to say was Cheryl, and she was speaking directly to obviously when Angie come in. And nobody said anything negative about Angie. Correct? Correct? Everyone's just saying that she needs help. I think she needs help because of the drink that she does. Nobody's saying anything bad about you, Ange, just to let you know. Cheryl had an opinion. You came in and you just said the word F off and saying you're going to follow your own bloody well life. You should have listened to what was said from start to finish, and you would have known. That's it. I'm just saying, I'm not going to have negative comment about Ange. I'm going to...
Yeah,
you could help, please, and think about your friends.
No, all I'm saying is, obviously, I even said to Ange, we've all been there, regretted it the next morning and thought, oh God, do you know what I mean? We've all been there. But what happened is she obviously thought, because of the comments, oh, Ricksta's saying I've scratched his neck and I've did this and that. So she was trying to get this out as if like, no, this is what actually happened. And they just all got twisted.
Actually, no.
You didn't scratch my neck at all. Right. I went to grab a phone and she put her hands on me to get rid of a phone. She caught me with a nail. She did scratch me intentionally. I don't even want to press again. She wasn't. I mean, she was obviously she didn't attack me or being aggressive and being. She wasn't doing any of that. Do you know what I mean? I always just wanted her to get home safe because she was falling over. She nearly got run over by a bus.
Well, and that's the point, is that you just made sure that she got home safe, and like she had a few comments to say, and I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying that she should have held it down better. Like, you wasn't the bad guy in this situation, and because of the comments...
People are saying there's scratches everywhere and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was the comments that was getting in her head. So she was trying to get out a story first, as if I'm not the bad guy sort of thing.
See, I'm just going to jump in. I'm probably going to get heated. Ricksta, I'm not sure if
Angie
you were...
was listening to the troll.
Can you hear me?
Sorry, go on.
No, that's all right.
I can hear you, sorry, yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm going to get hated for my comments. But see, Angie, she is the biggest player on this app that I've ever seen in my life. I'll tell you for why. She knew, when she went out with you that night, she knew exactly what her game was going to be, and she played it very well. And now she's trying to retract everything that was said that night, everything that was done that night, and say it was all a joke.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, she said it was all staged. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she said part of it was staged, but she said the bit there where the whole taxi bit was not staged. She generally could not remember that bit.
She couldn't remember. It's a bit funny that how she does something wrong, but she can't remember. It's a bit funny that, because she's always doing wrong. And I get that we all make mistakes and whatever else. I get that. But how many mistakes is it going to take for her to learn what she's doing?
Maybe this is the mistake now, and she will get in.
Maybe this is the mistake. Well, so it was just a few weeks ago that she was saying that she was going to go to rehab.
But also she did admit that she did drink a bottle of wine before she went out, and she tipped over.
Is Ricksta glitching for anyone else?
How many of us?
Yeah. Can I just go in for 1 second, please? Now, I know what being an alcoholic is, because I can sit here and say, I'm proud to say that I'm now 26 years sober and drug-free. But I'll tell you one thing, it's not an easy journey. And that live with Angie literally broke my heart. Literally broke my heart. And for people to put it on your screens and sit there and laugh at her, I'll tell you right now, you're absolutely vile for doing it. It's nothing to laugh about when you have a drink problem. But I'm proud that I was happy that I got off mine. It was my mum. My mum helped me. My mum locked me in a bedroom and I came off that way. But I'll state one thing. Please never ever try to do it cold turkey, because it's not good. I'd go for help. But please. Sad. It's just sad. Like,
Barbara, do you know what? Do you want to know
What
what
do you mean
I think?
nobody's laughing? There were people laughing when Angie was live that day. But I'd
Yeah,
say
but
I'm 26 years and drug and alcohol free, but I would not sit in there and laugh at somebody. And for the cheek, what her mother done was absolutely vile in that life as well. I wouldn't even want to say that that was my mother.
No.
Right. Can I just jump in quickly and
Small
just
right
say,
now.
do you know what's worse than somebody laughing at her? Somebody enabling her. That's worse than somebody laughing at her.
Who's enabling her though?
Lynn's is our biggest enabler.
Oh, for God's sake.
Zia is her biggest enabler.
How? Please explain how. They're there
People-
for it all
I
the
don't think. In all fairness, I cannot see anybody enabling a 48-year-old woman to drink. It's up to her. If she wants to drink, you can't enable someone.
I'm not saying-
You can't say, I've been an alcoholic, guys.
Same.
Please. Could someone drink or not to drink? Do you think anyone would say, do not do that, do not drink that? Do you know what I mean? And people and enabling me. It was my decision, to pick up the alcohol or a bottle of whiskey or a brandy. Nobody could dictate and tell me what to do. You know what I mean? You have to help yourself. You've got to make the first steps to go into. I went into rehab. Luckily enough, I had an aunt who supported me. Well, Angie probably hasn't got that network of support. Do you know what I mean? But she has stayed. She's going to the. Is going to. Yeah, the box. I can't say don't do that because today, but is Angie going to listen? And it's up to Angie to help herself. And Angie's already stated she's going to do that. And that's the same with every alcoholic. And like you said, Barbara, if you've been in that situation, you know you can only help yourself. And nobody's going to tell you not to pick up the bottle. The only person that's not going to pick it up is yourself. It's up to you, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree with that.
My thing about Dolphin.
Wait a minute. Ricksta just asked the question. Just be sorry. As I say, yeah, I agree with Ricksta. But as I say, I found out I was 5.5 months pregnant. My mum locked me in a bedroom. The worst thing for any mother to do. But she wanted to help me the way that I was going to come off it. Yes, she done it the wrong way of putting me in a bedroom, locked away, being pregnant. And I swear, I would never wish it on anyone. Never wish it on anyone. And for what her mother said on that live that night, I'm sorry, but that was vile. Now, if anyone wants to go and look at my video that I have pinned on the first one, it does say trigger warning. Please, somebody, honestly, please go and watch it and you'll all understand. I'm now going to go. But I pray to God that Angie does get the help.
Sorry, Barbara, did you also catch what Angie said to her mum and what she was accusing her mum of as well? Just to put the two sides out there.
Yeah, I heard it. I'm not saying that it's just her mum. I mean, but you do not say that on a live to your daughter. No. Even if the person was whatever colour.
No, I agree.
That's just vile.
But the way she...
My mum wanted me to terminate my first child. Now, I had my first child. I fell pregnant at 15. I had my first child on a bench by myself.
Sorry, Barbara. Cheryl, what if you want to
I have that child? No, that child's never in heaven.
Barbara's talking about herself. What's not right, Cheryl? You've come in.
I will drop down for Cheryl to drop that, Ricksta. But,
Ricksta, Cheryl has enough to say on Angie's life. Don't let her take over yours.
Barbara, I don't think this is fair talking about Angie.
I'm not taking over anyone's life.
I really don't.
Cheryl, you have enough to say on Angie's life. Don't come in here and take over Ricksta's.
No, what I'm saying is you can talk about your own stories, but perhaps not.
No, well, Angie...
She's not even said anything about
Ricksta, though, the other day,
Barbara hasn't said anything about
everyone put it in a place. So you have enough to say on Angie's platform.
I mean,
Go back
it's
over to
wrong.
Angie's. This is his live and he can talk about what he wants to.
No, but I'll go back over to Angie. I'd rather be in Angie's life then, and I'll go and help Angie.
Go on.
If you want to be
I wasn't talking to
disrespectful,
you.
that's fine.
Nobody is slating Angie.
You're very, very...
Who is slating Angie? Sorry, who's slating Angie so annoying?
Maybe think maybe think before you talk and maybe understand that the woman is not well. It is not easy. Maybe understand that it's not easy for everyone to ask for help.
Can I just ask you, how often do you...
Sorry, I kicked her out. I'm sorry, guys. I kicked her out of the box. There's reason. Number one, she couldn't let you get a word in edgewise. Number two, she just turned around and said that people are slating off Angie. Nobody's slating her off. And there have been a couple of, obviously, opinions made, obviously, by Jeezy. And that's about it. And Cheryl had a couple of words. Nobody else has said anything bad. You know what I mean? The only person who has is Barbara's come in the box and started mentioning her, Angie's mum.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Anyone's been slagging anybody off, Barbara's slagging Angie's mum off.
Yeah.
You know,
and the thing is, Ricksta, she obviously doesn't watch Angie very often, because if she did...
She's just come in and said, Angie's mum's this, Angie's mum's that, Angie's mum's out of order.
Angie's mum's at the end of a tether, and that's what Angie's mum is.
Sorry, Cheryl, so I'm just saying, because you watch Angie a lot, I know she's your friend. Barbara's come in, said, Angie's mum's done this, Angie's mum's done that, Angie's mum... Listen to her go on, she won't let anybody else speak. And then all of a sudden she goes, I'm going over to watch Angie because you're all slating Angie. No one said a bad word. Cheryl had a couple of...
Right, okay, and I will go over there, you know, in a minute, because I do support Angie, you know, by being a loyal friend, you know. And I just think when she had so much of the shit yesterday, you know, and it's just leave her alone for a bit, you know what I mean?
I have fired up this, can I just tell everyone, right? I have fired up this live for a positive live about Ange and about the weekend and other stuff, right? Not one bad word has come out of my mouth about Angie, but positivity. And everyone in the comments is going to tell you that. So I haven't said anything about Angie, just nice stuff about the woman that I met in the Turkish restaurant the next day. I took her out for a meal. And
Hi, guys.
Some issues. Yeah. Nobody said... A couple of people have had opinions. They've got every right to have an opinion because they was watching the situation. Also, they've watched Angie in the past. They've watched so they've got an opinion. You can't change people's opinion. But this is not a lie fired up to degrade or belittle Angie. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's to say who Angie is.
And it's true. And at the end of the day, if you are a good friend, as you say towards Angie, like good friends speak up and say, look, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong.
Yeah, but you don't know what.
You was in the right, you was in the wrong
behind
here.
the scenes, though. I am sick to death of mods being blamed for something when you don't understand, you know.
Well, hold on, Cheryl. We're not talking about mods. We're talking about...
You've just slated two of Angie's mods.
You know, somebody in the comments said that we enabled
I would not sit back and allow my friend to act like that.
Oh, sorry, it was you, yeah.
Like that.
Angie is a grown woman. What do you want me to literally do? Angie is a grown woman.
Yeah, but hold on, Cheryl. You're all sitting in the boxes saying, we know it was all an act, Ange. We know it was... No, it wasn't
No,
all
I
an
didn't
act.
say I know it.
No,
I
who
didn't
said
know
that?
it was an act.
Yeah, all the mates that sit in the box was when she was saying it
No,
was
the
all an
flirty
act.
was an act. The flirty was an act.
Ricksta, can I speak?
Well, the flirting might have been an act. I mean, I personally don't think it was. I do think that, you know, she was drunk and... You know,
get drunk.
Angie did admit that. Angie admitted, they agreed that for clout they would do this flirting like game or whatever's going on. But she admitted she got a bit more drunk, so she's admitted that already. And things like this does happen. Like we all get drunk and make silly mistakes. That's not the point. Do you know what I mean? It's just taking accountability as being a grown-ass woman.
Hang on a minute. Sorry, Cheryl, I'm just letting people have the say. Everyone's over talking each other, so that's about it. Let me just turn this back off. Sorry, guys. Yeah, go on. Do you want to speak, Hole? Sorry.
Yeah, hi guys. So first of all, I just wanted to say, Ricksta, I hope you didn't mind me duetting your video yesterday and just doing an awareness post on mental health. Yeah. Guys, I've just come in. I've been in Angie's box quite a lot, and hi Cheryl. And I've just want to come in and basically say, yes, everyone's entitled to opinion, and yes, everyone's, you know, can air that opinion. But I think that people just need to be mindful about talking about other people all the time, because you've all seen that clearly there's been things Angie's struggled with, and everyone's sitting here saying Angie's an alcoholic, Angie's this, Angie's that. But what people need to look at is the bigger picture. And if anyone was watching the other night when Angie was struggling, there was a lot of behind the bigger picture. And she doesn't drink every night. She might use drink as a coping mechanism. I use caffeine, I use nicotine, you know, come at me. But at the end of the day, I just think people need to be a bit kind and just take a minute and just think, would I want myself being spoken about like this? And I know people argue, yeah, she's in the limelight, she's on live. But equally, I just think people need to just think. I know
were people talking about Ricksta yesterday?
I know, but you wouldn't have noticed that us mods were blocking those comments. We were getting rid of them.
Sorry, Coles, can I just please, guys, please let me. Coles, can you just tell me who was speaking negative about Angie, please? Could you point them out if you don't mind on what was said?
Yeah, no. So what I'm saying is just
no. You just said you think it's unfair. People are speaking negative about Angie. I just want to know who it was, and can you point them out to me, please, and what was said, if you don't mind?
I don't know who it was because all the boxes were lighting up at once, but just saying.
Nobody spoke bad about
me. It was me.
Okay.
I spoke bad about Angie because I don't like the woman.
Okay,
so,
and that's
I hold my hands
fine.
up. I spoke about her. I detest the ground the woman walks on for what she's done to me and what she's done to loads and loads of other people. So the fact that you're coming in these boxes asking us to have sympathy for a woman that played on our traumas, no, that's
it's not only that. It's not only that. It's if we all got to sit here and not have our own opinion about Angie when she has an opinion about every single person on this app. I was in and out of Angie's that night after that night with Ricksta and yesterday, and I could hear people saying stuff about him. So, you know, if we want to say, I've just gone past Angie's now and I heard her saying, Ricksta shouldn't be allowing people in the boxes talking about me. I know I done it yesterday and I shouldn't have done that. Oh, well, okay then. Tomorrow, he can say he shouldn't have done it then. And that makes it okay.
Guys, can I just say, I actually stuck up for...
Stop out so we can let one of the ladies in, if you don't mind. Darren.
Yeah, bro.
You'll come back in a minute, mate. See you in a bit.
Sorry, I actually said yesterday, I actually stuck up for Ricksta and said, this is the trolls talking, you need to speak off the app, and I stuck up for Ricksta and the way that he was with Ange the other night. So I'm not sat here saying that you can't talk about it. What I'm saying is people just need to think about what they're saying. Labelling someone an alcoholic and not knowing for a fact they're an alcoholic can do more damage. And I'm honestly not here to get in an argument. I just wanted to come on and just ask people to think before they say things, because when someone's already struggling, it can make things worse. And that was all I was asking. I was just coming on to ask people to be kind.
Just to let you know, I've fired up this live for positiveness. I've mentioned positive stuff about Angie and the reason I went and seen her, etc., etc., etc. And the woman, who she is off camera when she hasn't got a drink in, and that was what it was all about.
And your post
if somebody's got an opinion, right, I can't shoot them down and say that. They've got an opinion of the situation because of what they see on the app every single day. But I don't think somebody speaking, they just said, well, I don't like how Angie acts, but there's loads of people out there who don't like the way I act and the way I've gone on in the past. No, but nobody's being really derogative about her. And I mean, I wouldn't allow it. I'm not here. I like Angie. Angie's a friend of mine. I spent time with Angie. I'm not going to...
Do you know what I will say, though, Ricksta? You know, the other night, the flirting might have been an act. I don't know. I personally think she just had too much to drink, and sometimes you'd act a bit silly, not just other people, you know, when they've had a bit to drink. When yous came out of that pub and she was saying, help me, help me, help me, do you know if that had been my husband or my son walking down the street that night, you could have ended up getting a hiding for that.
I know. I know exactly where you're coming from. I do.
Guys, I'm going to step down. I just wanted to come in and say, I hope you didn't mind me duetting your thing.
Listen, thanks for coming in and stating your opinion. I really appreciate it, okay?
Yeah, I'm going to step down and say, go over to Angie.
Cheryl, can you just hang on a sec?
Yeah, Jules.
Hi, Ricksta. Thanks for letting me in the box. Cheryl is actually, we're neighbours, aren't we, hon?
Yeah.
And I know and it has happened in the past, I have been, whether I've been drunk or something else has happened, Cheryl's got me home. You did that on Thursday night, sorry, Ricksta, I'm forgetting which day of the week it is. I was petrified for you outside that pub because I thought, as that other lady's just said, somebody was going to either land one on you or you were going to get arrested. Now, unfortunately, as much as Anne doesn't like people talking about her, she puts everything online, and that's what happens, isn't it? Facebook, TikTok, you put your life all over there and people have an opinion.
I understand where you were coming from, and I understand exactly what you're all saying. I really respect it, do you know what I mean? Because none of you are stupid and you've seen the whole event. But my top concern was getting Angie home because she had a drink. Like I said, she walked into the road a couple of times. She nearly got hit by a bus. I tried to tell her this. And she nearly fell over into a concrete bollard. If she fell on it, she would have been dead or really seriously hurt. I had to save her with one hand. And I wanted to get back. People saying, oh, well, that's what gentlemen should do anyway. I agree. That's what men should do. Gentlemen should do that. But we're not all the same, are we? We are not, do you know what I mean? But I've been brought up with respect to the ladies in that kind of situation do get home. What kind of a man would I have been if she would have felt, got run over, hurt herself, or even worse, gone off with some stranger who could have took advantage of her, who could have done something, do you know what I mean? Because there's some vile people in this world, which we all know, you know what I mean? So I was uncomfortable, obviously, because of the comments and what people were saying and things like that. I didn't know where to put myself, but I also knew I had to do the right thing to get Angie home. But I'd do that for anybody. I really.
You did everything right, Ricksta. You treated her with nothing but respect. Nothing but.
And I still will. Somebody just said she's fired up alive now and saying stuff about me. I don't know whether that's true. I hope it's not, because I've got nothing but nice words to say about Angie.
And Angie had nothing but nice words to say about you yesterday, though, Rick. We were getting rid of the nasty comments, believe me.
Like I said,
but hold on, Cheryl, you didn't get rid of them quick enough, because I saw someone in them comments saying he spiked you. You know, so you weren't getting rid of them quick.
There was loads of, that's what I mean. There was loads of comments happening about, and even she said, he scratched my neck, this, that. And I thought things are going to just start getting out of control. And especially with the comments and people, you know how they can twist things.
I mean, the comments were going that fast. As you can imagine, there was that many people in the room. Sometimes you can only do what, and I was doing it. And I was struggling with it yesterday. And I was trying to get rid of those that were, because me and Ricksta do get on. Yeah, I've always followed Ricksta, so I won't have a bad word said about him either.
Yeah, so you understand that he did nothing wrong, really, apart from help.
Hey?
Sorry, guys, can somebody just drop out, because Naomi's in here and she said she's been...
I'm going to drop and go and see if Angie's okay.
And can you just obviously explain that nobody's slandering her, nobody's saying anything bad, and I know that you're one of the mods, and just try not obviously tame the situation, because I'm not getting something go out of hand.
Ricksta, am I like that? I'm not like that.
So I'm just saying this is a positive light about, and obviously people are going to have opinions, and you can't stop people's opinions. It's as simple as that. But I'm not here to let anybody belittle Angie, and I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying about the situation about alcoholism, because I was an alcoholic and I've been there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but just talk about your own situation then, maybe now.
Yeah.
But why though, Cheryl, when it's plastered?
Because she's had enough.
With the lady, we all wanted to get help, but at the end of the day, the only help she'll get is when she wants it herself.
I know, but talking about it continually.
So it's all right for Angie to fire up lives and talk about. Be like that on here. If you're putting your life on here, you've got to expect it back.
Yes,
she says that
Julie, I know that more than anybody. The messages I get, the people in the comments talking about me, my daughter and everything. I know that. I was told yesterday to take an overdose in the comments.
Well, I don't agree with anything like that. And people are sick.
People are messaging people to try and find information out on me.
I'm not going to lie, but if you go into Angie's live anyway, and I'll tell Angie straight, I get so much hate, than real, and I don't see hardly any of them comments being muted. Rick's this, Rick's that, Rick's this, and I just see negative comments.
Well, I've only,
And I love Angie. I've got a lot of time and love for Angie, and I will stay there, but you know what I mean? When she comes in my life, she has a go at me and says, Rick's, why don't you control your comments enough? I want your mods controlling them. But, you know what I mean? And it don't happen for me. But
No,
I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered because my mods will control as best they can. Do you know what I mean? My mods do work hard. Do you get what I mean?
yeah, and I am, you know, constantly there, blocking them, muting them. You know, I won't have comments like that. You know, but it's very difficult because, you know, also a lot of Angie's mods have either got children. Lynn's at the moment, her son is poorly. You know, so you've just, you know, we can only do what we can do.
Yeah, I understand, Cheryl. But please, Cheryl, could you go over to and explain that there's nothing bad going on here about her? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I will do.
Point across. People do really need to stop blaming Angie's mods, though, because behind the scenes they all are there for it constantly.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's
you
not
say
fair
that,
to
but then
blame
it's
them.
like you say that, and like this is nothing aimed at anyone in particular, but there's an excuse for everything.
Yeah.
Or there's someone to blame for everything.
Yeah,
That's the
and
problem.
I'm really sorry, but when
A grown 48-year-old woman needs to start taking accountability for her own actions. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, there was a few things the other night about when Angie got in from after that night out. The first one was the way she was speaking to her mother was absolutely despicable. And the second thing was when she started talking about having the abortion, because there was a lot of people, myself included,
Triggered.
And it's, yeah.
No, but I've got a serious question, right? For months and months and months, everyone's been at loggerheads with each other and Angie. Why has it been such a turnaround now towards Angie and everyone wants to be a mate? I mean, Ricksta, come on, she was ripping on Sally the other week, you know what I mean? It's a serious question.
I want to answer that question, Sanya, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
You know, you've got, regardless of how everybody wants to look at the situation, I want to say how it is, right? Number one, Aunt Sally's a Christian, right? You know what I mean? In fact, she's a minister, you know what I mean? So she comes from a Christian, a very forgiving lady. Not only that, she runs rehabilitation centres. That's what she does. She helps people detox through drink and drugs. You know what I mean? She helped me get clean through my alcoholism. You know what I mean? She's a good woman. And she's the first person to forgive someone. She understands that Angie was ill and she's got alcoholism. You know what I mean? She addressed it to me while I was ill. Now, it's not hard for me
I know Aunt Sally's, you know, she's an amazing woman.
But regardless of whatever thinks about me, right, you know what I mean? I'm about, you know, I'm about doing good and being kind. You know what I'm saying to you? I went and seen a woman, right? You know, I looked at and I knew was going through what I've been through. I've been where Angie's been to. And I just
but you've been going through that for the whole time on the app. So what's changed now?
What's changed now? Because number one, she's turned around and said she wants to get help. And like I said, I've seen the pain in her eyes, and I've been saying for Angie anyway, I wanted to go down and see her. So when I went down and see her on a one-on-one before we started up the live, we had a chat. We also had a chat the next day. There was no live. We went to a restaurant, and I was listening to her, and everything she was stating to me is what I went through. Do you know what I mean? She's grieving over her father still, past events, her relationships. So she's gone through an awful lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Can you also point out that Angie did apologise to Aunt Sally as well?
No, I didn't know that. That's what I'm asking. Like, but it's not just the Aunt Sally situation. It's all the different situations, and I'm not against Angie. I'm not against her, but I am very confused by the situation of what's gone on for the past months and months and months.
Yeah, she did apologise to Aunt
other.
Sally. And Aunt Sally is a very forgiving lady. She's an absolute saint, Aunt Sally. But the thing is, Angie had already tried to defame her character.
No, it wasn't just Aunt Sally. We're talking about Pearl. We're talking about Red. We're talking about
she's
Alex.
done it.
She's
done it with absolutely so many people on this app.
No.
But you can't keep doing that to people.
No,
and
no,
expect people to be okay with you.